Hey everybody, what's going on tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's days or evening almost is off to a good start. How's everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing good today. Hope everybody's evening's off to a good start. I know mine's going pretty good so far. I hope everybody else is going good as well. I'll wait a little while for some people to come in. Let's see who we get in here. Hello, hey Dave, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. How's your evening going so far? I hope you're doing good. Thanks for coming in. I know I said I was going to come on earlier this morning, but I had something to do, so I didn't come on. Actually, I completely forgot to come on this morning. So that's why I didn't come on. I moved almost my whole apartment during the night and day today. Oh, cool, Dave. That's pretty good. Yeah, today we finished the excavation. The excavation guy just finished today. He got all the topsoil down. It looks pretty nice. Tomorrow we're getting something done called hydro seeding. It's where they come with a big hose and they spray down the grass seed. It's cool how they do it. They spray it down and basically everything that the grass needs already in it, like the fertilizer, the water, and it's all already in it. And when you spray it down, it's already started to grow. So that's going on tomorrow. They'll probably be here. Would say half a day, maybe a full day, but I think that should take one day. And also, you won't believe this, Dave. The other night, I want to say it's Friday night, maybe last Friday night, we had a big wind and rainstorm, and we had a tree. We didn't get rid of all the trees on our neighbor's side. We have a strip of trees in between the houses, and we wanted to keep those up. The neighbor wanted to keep those up for privacy. So there was a tree that was split because of the tropical storm that we had in August, I'm guessing. And the tree was cracked. And the other night we got a windstorm, and I was out standing on the side deck, and I can hear the tree cracking. And I went over to the front of the deck, and I told my dad that thing's going to come down tonight. I have a feeling it's going to. I went back out, and not 5 minutes later, the tree crashed down and almost fell on the deck, and I was standing out there, so I stepped back and moved in, and it crashed on the ground. And I was like, what's the chances of that happening? The chances of that happening seemed like they were slim to none, but the tree guy, we cut some of the tree ourselves with a chainsaw, but we didn't cut the whole thing because we got tired. It was a lot of work. So the tree guy said he was going to cut it with the chainsaw, but he ended up not doing it for whatever reason, and he pushed the tree to the side. So next week, we're going to have our neighbor come over and do it. We're friends with our neighbor that lives on the next street over, across from mine. Across from my street, there's another street, and he lives there, and he's going to come do it. Him and my dad are friends. So he's going to hopefully come next week and cut that tree up. He's already doing another job for another lady on our street. She has a bunch of bushes in her yard. You couldn't see her house from the road really. And she wanted a bunch of dead branches cut. So they cut the dead branches. So you could see her house from the road. It looks pretty nice. Um, my dad likes the rhododendron or something bushes that are in their yard. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I'm sure you know what bushes I'm talking about. Um, but yeah. So what's the chances of that happening, right? Listen, I am barely ever on YouTube anymore. I'm working on a mask mask deadline. Places got to be painted. It's really nice besides that, but I got to keep working and I'm getting like 4 messages. Okay, Dave. Well, I appreciate you coming in if you got to go. I don't know who else will come in here today, but we'll see. Um, I know Redneck told me I should come on at a certain time, but the problem with that is I've tried that in the past. I said I was going to come on at a certain time, but I don't know if I can follow through because I also got things to do, you know. So I just kind of come on at any time, but I'm going to try to change that. It's going to be hard because I'm used to what I do, but you know he was trying to help, so I'm going to try to listen to him. You know, he told me I should do what I want, but I'm going to try to listen to him because I know I know he knows what he's talking about because he's been having a channel longer than I have. So you know what I mean. So and I have noticed that you weren't on YouTube as much. Um, some other people and other streams were asking about you, so I'm glad you can come on YouTube when you got time. You know. Sorry, I can't hang. I'd rather be with you than all this other crap. Thanks, Dave. That means a lot. Let me give you the start to list the treatment left. Let play. Sprinkling clean, and she just had the electric shut off, so it's dude, do what you think is right. Yeah, exactly. Uh, I've been doing it the same way for years, but I can, I'm good with changing things if I need to. You know what I mean? And I'm not really doing live streams either, Dave, or on YouTube that much. I watch YouTube, but I'm not really on communicating because of school and stuff. That's why I usually come on Fridays, and I haven't been coming on because my grandparents not doing too good, and it's gotten to the point where my grandmother's in a wheelchair, so we've been going to see her as much as we could. Hey, it's a very good man, and most of the people on his channel are very good. Man, I mean, he's really something, but everyone has different ideas at different times, and you know what put and you know put the information exactly, Dave. I try to listen to him on certain things. I would like to listen to him on the time thing, but I'll have to see, work out a schedule, because it might not be a schedule I can always follow. Because you never know when things come up, dude. I work about 22 hours a day. Wow, that's a long time, Dave. Uh, that's a really long time. That's a pretty long time. My dad's been working a lot lately too because he has to pay for this job that we got done. I'm the happiest that we got this job done out of everybody. Everybody's happy too, but I'm the happiest because I've been wanting it done for years. But it cost a lot of money and it was more work than we thought. We had like 200 trees or more, and it was crazy. Um, it was very crazy. I have to finish pressure washing outside to get ready to paint the deck and everything. I've got to change all the plugs and switches down there. I've already been through half of that, Now the electric. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I gotta. Me and my dad, when this project is done, we're gonna get a power washer with no bleach because I don't handle bleach anymore. Because last time I handled it, my vision went blurry. I did something wrong with it. It wasn't bleach; it was some kind of cleaning, or not cleaning. I was taking a bath in some kind of chemical to get. It was Clorox to get poison ivy off. So I don't handle bleach anymore. But me and my dad are gonna power wash too. We're gonna power wash our garage roof because the other day I climbed up on the ladder and got some of the moss off. We got a lot of moss on our roof from the garage being shady. Um, my dad was holding the ladder and I was up there getting all the moss off with a big pole that we use for the pool. So we're gonna try to get a power washer and power wash the roof. Speaking of power washing, what's wrong with Grandma and Grandpa? There's nothing wrong with wheelchairs, dude. It's to make sure they don't fall and get hurt. That's what I am supposed to be in. Hello. Hi, I hate Diet Cola. Welcome. Well, what's wrong with them is a couple of weeks ago, my grandmother went into the hospital. The doctor told her she had a low white blood cell count. So she went to the hospital, stayed there a few weeks. They got him up, and she got home, and her legs were weak from being in the hospital and laying in the bed because she's 83 years old, and she has a lot of health problems. So my grandfather was trying to help her upstairs, but when she got to the top, her legs gave out. So he was able to catch her as she was falling down, and she kind of fell on her bottom. But after that, her foot hurt, so she couldn't stand. So they needed to put her in a wheelchair, and she couldn't. They don't have one of those. They didn't have one of those. My aunt has for her one of those chair lifts. You know those chair lifts. You sit on it and you push the button, it brings you up. My aunt has one of those. My grandparents didn't because they didn't want to pay the money to get it put in. So my uncle installed one, but come to find out, he tested it out to make sure it worked, and he sat on it, I guess, and pushed it to the top, and it only went halfway up the stairs. So now she's stuck upstairs until they can get that. She's stuck upstairs in a wheelchair until they can get that chairlift fixed. So that's what's wrong with her. And my grandfather has diabetes. When she was in the hospital, he almost went into a diabetic coma. He was really not feeling good. His blood sugar went sky high. My good thing my uncle came when he did. My grandparents' house are close to the neighbors, and they know the neighbors are really good friends. They're like family almost. And he tried to walk to the neighbor's house, but he gets confused when this happens, and he doesn't know where he is. So he turned around, went into the house, went upstairs, and he passed out on the bed. His blood sugar was below 20, and below 20, you're supposed to go into a coma. Good thing he didn't, but good thing my uncle came when he did. He left my aunt's house when he did. He came in and went up and found him on the bed. They gave him juice and crackers, and he was able to get back up and be stable. So that's what's wrong with him. But he's doing better now, his blood sugar and everything, but that's really scary. So, there's nurses, and she has a physical therapist that comes in and helps her walk and stuff. They're older, they're really not doing too well, but they're starting to get a little better, which is good. Need to listen to a lot of people, not just him. He has a different kind of show. He's been doing it for so long. Excuse me, I'm burping. Yeah, I know. Dude, I was taken by ambulance to the hospital 3 times. I had a stroke a day or two ago in the afternoon once my legs and other guy couldn't get up. If I had good people working for me, I won. I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. I heard you say something about that last time. I was surprised that happened to you. I'm sorry that happened. That's not good. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Dave. I'm glad. Hopefully, you're starting to feel better. They had to carry me upstairs twice, not totally carry me, but like stand right next to me with my cane and like not let me fall. Yeah, well, my grandmother went to a doctor's appointment the other day, and they had to call the ambulance to get her down the stairs. They had to put her in the stretcher and bring her downstairs because they can't lift her. They didn't want to lift her for whatever reason. I guess it's too dangerous because of her age, and if she falls, it could be life-threatening at this point in time because of her age. So when she got home, they had to call the ambulance, and they put her in in the stretcher, and they walked her upstairs, carried her upstairs in the stretcher. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. I'm glad you're starting to do better. I'm hoping you're starting to do better. It's stressful when you have people that don't want to follow the rules, living in your apartment, or, renting, paying money to live in your place. It's my own fault for the stress. Julie, the stupid tenant, was calling the police times a day for 3 times a 4 times a day the last 3 days. Yeah, I heard about that, Dave. You're talking about rednecks. So that's how people are. They're so childish that they call the police on you for no reason. Um, you know, we try not to call the police on anybody. There's been only one time my dad's had to call the police on somebody. It's because somebody was playing music real loud a couple houses over, and he can hear it all the way in his bedroom with the windows closed. But that lady had no right calling the police on you. You didn't do anything wrong. And don't worry about getting arrested, because if if when they can prove that you didn't do anything wrong, which they could probably prove if you do enough explaining to them, then she can end up getting arrested for abusing, for making a false call, and that can be a serious charge. At least where I am, that's a serious charge. I knew what to do for the stroke. Just had the holes in my hand, and I just stuck my head under it and put it down my pants and everything till I totally chilled off. It was more of, I was always stressed to lift my dad and this other old lady. This was a husband and 6 that I didn't want to hurt them. Yeah, I don't blame you, Dave. It's really not safe to lift, especially elderly people, like people that are in their 80s, like my grandparents, because if they fall and they fall, it can be life-threatening. And when you get to be 83, they really don't want to put you to sleep to do operations on you, because it's too risky, because, there's sometimes a 50-50 chance that people can make it out alive of the surgery, because their body isn't strong enough to handle surgery anymore, which is one of the reasons we got to be really careful with my grandmother, for example. I hear what you're saying on that. That's true. She's gone. She's gone. The police took her away. That's good. Yeah, if you make false calls, they'll arrest you. That's not something to mess with. That she's long gone, but I have to move everything upstairs, all my tools. It's like a huge amount of stuff. It's all my furniture downstairs, because I am going. All right, Dave. Well, at least she's gone. I mean, if you make false calls like that, they will catch up to you. People don't realize that. They like to keep playing and playing and playing. The cops don't put up with that crap. They really don't. Because they don't like to keep being called out there. But I'm glad they took her away. Screw her. She doesn't want to follow the rules. She was given plenty of warnings, I'm sure. If she doesn't want to follow the rules, she doesn't belong there, right? But I'm glad she's gone, because, that really does cause stress. Last Sunday, I was real happy the way things were going, and then the Julie crap started, and it just overtook me. Yeah, it's stressful when people don't follow the rules, and they're making your life stressful. I mean, I don't blame you. I would have been the same way, Dave. I would have been the same way, because it's stressful not knowing what they're going to do next. It really is. So I'm really sorry to hear that. But I'm happy that they took her out, and hopefully in handcuffs, because they could get arrested for that here. Or anywhere, I should say. I called the police and screamed my ass off at the lieutenant in the saying I am paying my income tax and my property tax. Exactly. If you're paying your taxes and you're following the rules, you have nothing to worry about, and you're a good person, they shouldn't be putting you through that crap. I just told him to get her the F out. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, some people are very uncooperative. Well, it's kind of weird that I was on a ladder peeking in her windows with a spotlight when I was just pulling up to the hospital and the ambulance at the police sent for me. She kind of screwed. Yeah, exactly. If you have all the evidence to prove that she's calling the police for no reason, and it's very easy to prove, especially when there's somebody there not following the rules that they've been told time and time again to follow the rules, and they don't listen. So it's very easy to prove that to the police. But I noticed one thing with the police is, from seeing videos and stuff, one thing with the police is they keep asking the same question over and over and over again, um, after you've already answered them. Well, it's kind of hard not to lift them when your parents call you screaming in the middle of the night. Exactly. And I'm going to put my dad's bathroom, and he'd be with his butt up in the air, somehow twisted around and fell and couldn't get up. You got to lift them somehow. Yeah. Well, the chair lifts that they have nowadays really help. My grandparents are getting one both for the downstairs to go downstairs, and one for up there upstairs. That chair lift will really help, and she is stuck upstairs, unfortunately, till they can get that fixed. I'm hoping my uncle hires somebody to fix it, because it's really not healthy for her to be sitting up there in a wheelchair. If she was downstairs, she has a chair downstairs. She could be sitting in that. That would be better. The wheelchair that she has isn't comfortable. They had to put a pillow on it. So this wheelchair that they had it for like 4 years. They had to dust it up. It was in the cubby hole. That had dust on it. So, they really need to get that fixed for them, because they really do need it. That's something they need, because they can't walk up. She can't walk up and downstairs by herself. And at night, she can't even walk to the bathroom by herself, because of her legs aren't good. She needs help even walking to the bathroom now, which is really bad, because she used to be able to walk to the bathroom by herself, but it's gotten to the point where she can't even walk down the hall to go to the bathroom. It's very sad, but it's what happens when you get older sometimes, And I'm going to. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. I thought it was a new message there. But yeah, I'm glad that stress is gone for you, Dave. It's not good to always be stressed out about things. It's not healthy at all. Sorry about my allergies, guys. My eyes are bothering me a little. Got allergies. Allergies are really bad for me this time of year, as it starts to get colder. Sorry, I'm just making sure my thing's still working. But I think I'm going to get off here, guys. It doesn't look like anybody's talking. So I hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for coming in. And we'll talk with you guys next time. Have a nice day, guys. Thanks for everybody for coming in, and we'll talk with you guys soon. Have a nice night, everybody.